Crayola Model Magic is a soft, squishy modeling material that's so much fun to be creative with. And now you can have even more fun with Model Magic, creating your own fluffy, puffy Presto Dots creatures. Everything you need to make one creature comes right in the Presto Dots kit, and you even get to choose which creature you want to make. Like with this one, I could choose a sheep, a mouse, or a panda. And I'm going to show you how you can make the sheep right now. First, make sure you start with clean hands, and you might want to put some wax paper down on whatever table surface you're using so that the Model Magic won't stick to it. The first thing we're going to do is put together the body form, and this comes right in your kit. You want to make sure that when you line up the two halves, that you line them up so that you have a hole here. You can see it right there, and it just snaps together like that. And now you need that hole there because it also comes with a base so that your little creature can stand without toppling over. So you can snap that right in there, and you're ready to go. So there's my little form, and every single kit comes with one of those. And I've already taken some of the Model Magic that came with it, and I rolled it flat. Now you can press it with your hands, or you can use a marker and use that as a rolling pin to kind of roll it nice and smooth and flat. The reason we're going to need it nice and smooth and flat is because we're going to wrap it around this form, just like this. Now I like to stretch mine around as much as I can. You can pull the extra stuff off. Now the important part is making sure the entire thing is covered, but not the base, because you can still keep that base there. That's the thing that keeps your creature standing. And you can see that I'm pressing and I'm pushing with my thumbs. Your hands can do all the work here. And I'm shoving some over here, and I might pinch a little, press a little. And then I'm going to try and smooth it out. Now it doesn't have to be perfectly smooth because of the way we're going to cover it with our Presto Dots, which is so much fun. But it's good to make it as smooth and tight on there as it can be. Okay, so that's pretty well covered. You can see that. Okay. Now before I get to use my exciting Presto Dots tool, which I know is the best part of the whole thing, we're going to put the face on first. And you can see my little sheep's face right here. And here's how I did the face for this guy. I took some black Model Magic, I'll start with this one, and I rolled it into a ball. And then I'm going to press it flat with my hand, like that. And that's how I made this round part of his face. And you can just stick that right on. Now you probably already know, if you've ever played with this, that Model Magic sticks to itself when it's fresh out of the pack, so you don't even need any glue. If something would happen and you'd be playing with your creature and his ear would come off or something, all you need is a little bit of glue to stick it back on again, so don't worry. Now this is for his little mouth spot here. I rolled another little ball. Just press that on. And now for his nose, press that right on there. Very good. And how about some eyes? Now to make the eyes, I'm going to show you a little trick. Lots of times kids get frustrated because one eye's bigger than the other. So here's how I do it. Take a ball of Model Magic like that, roll it in your hands. And then I like to roll it a little bit flat, kind of like this, sort of like a bean, just like that. And if you take your scissors and you cut it exactly in half, now you'll have two balls that are exactly the same size. So that's my little trick there for you. So you can press these eyes right on here. Just press them right on. And then I already did that with these balls. I made them the same size. I'm going to press them on next. You see how it's growing so far? Soon he can look around and see you. And then to make mine look a little more lively, adding two little white dots right here, kind of have like a little sparkle in his eye. Now he can really look around. And now we're ready to use the Presto Dots tool to make them look fluffy and puffy. Now the first thing you're going to do is take some Model Magic and just kind of flatten it. We like to say that if you can keep it about as tall as the base is, so that's a good way to kind of measure. And you can flatten it with your hands. You don't need to roll it perfectly flat. So this is my Presto Dots tool, and this is the hole that I'm going to stick in here, and this is where my hands go. They go right here on this gripper. And I just press it in, and a couple little twists, and lift it out, and see? There's the Model Magic in there. Now when I take this and I touch it to fresh Model Magic, watch what happens. It comes right out. That's a Presto Dot. It's like presto, a dot came. Now I want to show you a different kind of dot you can make. And we're not going to use it for this creature, but unless you really want to, you can use it. But this is a little extra tool. It inserts right in here. And I like to call this the dimple dot maker. Once you stick this in, watch what happens. I'm going to press it in, twist it, lift it out. You can see it's in there. And I'm going to put it on some fresh Model Magic. And you can see that this time it comes out with a little dimple. Isn't that kind of fun? You can imagine all kinds of cool things you can make with that. The other thing that you can do with just this tool is if you're making something else or you want to decorate the face differently is you can press it to make a texture. So I just wanted to show you all the cool things you can do with your tool. So now let's start adding some dots to this guy. You just twist and you press it right onto that dot and there it is. Now we're going to add quite a few of these, just like this, all around the face. And you'll notice you can put them in pretty close together. Just tuck that right in there. He's starting to look fluffy and puffy already. So you're going to keep on doing Presto Dots all the way around your whole sheep, and eventually it's going to look just like this. And you can see I have dots going all the way around the back, all around the side. So when you've got it completely covered, then you're ready to add anything else you want to add. Like I added some ears to mine. So let me show you how I made my ears. Here's a little ball that I made. You can see it right here. And I'm just going to flatten it with my thumb. And I made a little apricot sized ball too. I'm going to flatten that with my thumb. You can put that one right on top of that one. And then I like to use a plastic knife. You probably have little plastic utensils in your house, right in your kitchen. And first I'm going to kind of put a little dent in here to make it almost look like a real ear with a little space in there, and then I pinch it around. You can see how that kind of looks like a real ear. You can even go sideways like that and kind of press it down. And then we want to stick it kind of right in here between the dots. So to make a space, I just take my little plastic knife and I wiggle it, make a little spot for myself there. And I can take my ear, tuck it in there, it sticks right in. And I can use the tip of this, since my fingers are too big to fit in there, kind of press it down so it stays, just like that. You can tuck those little dots in around it. And that's how we make an ear. Of course, your sheep's going to need 2 ears. The other great thing I like about these Presto Dots kits is that they come with enough model magic to make extra stuff. Like I made a tiny little sheep friend here for my sheep, and I made a little bowl for my sheep also with the extra. And what's really cool is that there's another kit that's coming out. Now you can only make one with each of these, but if you get the dual pack, which looks like this, you can make 2 creatures. So you got 2 automatic creature friends, plus there's extra model magic so you can make little friends too, and you get to use completely your own imagination to decide what colors go where, and you can have tons of fun with this. So let's see, what am I going to make with this one?